Potential action items. Item number 9, discussion and direction regarding the 4th of July committee.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is a follow-up item. Earlier this year, the Council approved a multi-year agreement with a fireworks vendor. As a result of COVID, the fireworks event, I believe, was canceled. The Council did authorize the expenditure to bring that back in the city of Livingston. In the time that the fireworks event was not happening, city staff implemented new programs, including Little Giants, and they've got a number of programs that are occurring during this time. After speaking to the recreation team, there isn't enough capacity at this point to do staff take over the planning of a larger 4th of July event. After speaking to a couple individuals in the community, they are interested in coordinating the event in the sense of getting bands, getting the various vendors that would help alleviate city staff in preparing or planning for this event. We have been approached by Paul Moore, who is willing to put on a carnival for this event. They are asking for a formalized commitment from the city of Livingston to ensure that they are able to have this date scheduled and blocked out on their calendar. There are some options that the council may consider. This isn't exhaustive, but it's a few ideas. One option includes authorizing the interim city manager to execute an agreement with Paul Maurer shows, subject to review and concurrence from the city attorney. So we wouldn't, I wouldn't authorize or wouldn't execute an agreement until the city attorney is reviewed and provided they're okay with it. Second item could potentially be authorizing the formation of a volunteer committee to plan and develop the plan for the larger 4th of July celebration. Or the council could choose to have a 4th of July celebration that only includes a fireworks show and minimal other components. Those are examples of action or direction that the council can provide. Happy to answer any questions that you may have for this item, Mayor and Council. Thank you.
Council, are there any questions, comments? Actually, I think it's both a question and a comment. Maybe I don't remember correctly, but I'm almost certain that at one point Council, or it might have been before your time here, where Council approved for a contract to be signed for 3 years. That was for fireworks?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Correct.
That was
fireworks.
Just for, okay, perfect. All right. Thank you for that clarification. Are there any other questions? So we have possible action includes the following. 1, to authorize the interim city manager to execute an agreement with Paul Motor, shows subject to review and concurrence from the city council, from the city attorney. 2, to authorize the formation of the volunteer committee to plan and develop the plan for the larger 4th of July celebration. And 3, to choose to have 4th of July celebration that only includes the fireworks show and minimal other components.
I'll go ahead and make the motion to authorize both 1 and 2. To authorize the interim city manager to execute the agreement with Palmar shows subject to review and concurrence with the city attorney, and authorize the formation of the volunteer committee to plan and develop the plan for a larger 4th of July celebration.
Mr. Lopez, I know that in the past there was individuals interested in participating in volunteering. Is that still the case? Would that involve, is that committee going to be formed by only volunteers, or is that going to, or is the plan to include city staff?
So, Mayor, what we would do is we would obviously like to have members of the staff included there. Obviously, Public Works is a big component of that. We will want to make sure that we have input from them as to what can be done from the staff perspective. So our plan is involve staff as well on that. I know that there are other members of the community, volunteers that would like to be a part of that. Julio has volunteered. I spoke to him at the check presentation about a month ago. He's interested in being a part of that as well and helping to plan and organize that event, Mayor.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, go ahead.
it must be the Christmas season because a miracle just happened. Councilwoman Soto and I agree that options 1 and 2 should be taken. That gives the committee, though, it gets formed, let them decide how big or small it should be, and I think, let the citizen, more people participate. So it is Christmas time, so Christmas miracle happened.
Is that a motion? Is that a second?
Did you make that motion? 1 and 2?
Should this actually be an ad hoc committee?
Oh, volunteers take that.
But what I want to make clear, though, is I know that I have an interest in the committee, so allowing council members, but no more than 2.
Yeah. I see what you're saying in legal. If you put the word ad hoc, isn't that ad hoc just elected officials, or can that be mixture?
It could be a mix, yeah.
So-
The key for the ad hoc is determining whether or not the Brown Act applies. So if you do an ad hoc committee, then the Brown Act would apply because it's
You
for
wanna change
limited
that to ad
duration
hoc
with a
committee?
specific purpose.
Change it to ad hoc.
So I'll go ahead and amend the motion to specify the volunteer committee to be an ad hoc.
And miracles happening again, I will second it.
So does that mean that you are volunteering yourself to be part of that committee?
I said I'm seconding the motion.
Well, then otherwise it's not going to be well,
I was just going to ask for friendly clarification. Would you like to put a duration for the existence of the ad hoc committee?
So actually, based on the committee members, because something like this is year to year. The planning starts January. I mean, planning should have already occurred because of the funds that would need to be raised for this. So to say that there is a time limit, it's only a time limit on the person that volunteers their time.
So in order for it to qualify as an ad hoc committee, it would require a time limit. If not, then it'd be a standing committee subject to the Brown Act.
There you go.
Make it a standing-
so
So let me amend my motion once again for the volunteer committee to be named as a standing committee.
I will go ahead and second it as well.
Miracle.
Hallelujah.
okay, so just clarification that there's still, in case there is more than, which probably, well, it would have to become an ad hoc committee, an ad hoc, if, I know, if at any time more than 2 council members decide to participate, then it has to, just for clarification.
For the committees, you can't have any more than 2 council members because then it becomes a quorum and you effectively have a council meeting. So any committee would need to be 2 or less council members. The ad hoc component is really versus standing. It's about the duration of how long the committee is going to exist and the scope with which the committee is going to operate.
Perfect. All right. Any other questions? So we have a first and a second. Roll call, please.
I do have a question. Who are the committee members from the council? Because we will need to agendize it and notice that meeting.
Yeah, we will have to
based on that
agendize it for the
committee.
next one because we can't really,
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, we have to bring the appointment of the committee members to the next
we
council.
can't do that here.
Yes. Citizen comments in regards to this item on the phone? Is there anyone on the phone in regards to this item? Hearing none, bringing it back to the chamber. Any citizen comments? Seeing none, bringing it back to the dais. Roll call, please.
Roll call. Councilmember Roth.
Yes.
Councilmember Mann.
Yes.
Councilmember Soto,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Samar,
Yes.
Mayor Moran.
Yes.
Motion passes by a vote of 5-0.